PNP calls for Holness's resignation. Is this the end for Jamaica's Prime Minister? The political drama unfolds. PNP versus JLP in explosive showdown over Prime Minister's finances. What's the real story behind the Integrity Commission's report on Andrew Holness? Secret bank accounts and suspicious transactions. What's happening with the Prime Minister? Jamaica's Prime Minister is accused of hiding millions, and the potential backlash is nothing short of a scandalous showdown. But is this the beginning of the end for Andrew Holness, or just another episode in the never-ending drama of Jamaican politics? Hey, patriotic internet friends and family, welcome back to the channel. In this video, today we're diving into the latest political thriller coming out of Jamaica, a saga of bank accounts, financial figures, and calls for resignation that could make even the most seasoned soap opera writers envious. Grab your popcorns, because this is going to be a wild ride. But what happens when the very institution supposed to ensure integrity accuses the Prime Minister of the opposite? Stay tuned to find out. Welcome all patriotic Jamaicans. The movement continues. Make we get into it now. Let's kick it off. So what's the story? Well, the opposition People's National Party, PNP, has thrown down the gauntlet, demanding Prime Minister Andrew Holness resign after the Integrity Commission, IC, dropped a bombshell report. And when we say bombshell, we're talking 171 pages of scandalous revelations that the PNP claims could shake the very foundations of Jamaica's democracy. The report details a series of troubling findings, according to the PNP. Now, you would think we are reading the script of a political thriller. They're accusing Holness of deliberately misleading the country and Parliament. Yikes. And we're not just talking about a little white lie. Oh no, it gets juicier. You won't believe what the IC found in those bank accounts. We're talking millions of dollars moving like a game of financial musical chairs. We'll get to that in a bit. The PNP's got a laundry list of grievances. For starters, they say Holness was warned he was under investigation as early as May 2023. Yet he told Parliament in June that no one in his party had been notified. So either Holness has a memory worse than my goldfish, or, well, you get the picture. But here's where it gets really spicy. The IC flagged a 72 million transfer from one of Holness's companies to another. Jamaica, imagine juggling that much money around like you're playing Monopoly. The commission looked over 3,600 transactions across 28 bank accounts. I struggle with just one, and they're saying these transactions are as clear as mud. So they referred the case to the FID, the Financial Investigations Division, because apparently the IC isn't done stirring this pot yet. But wait, there's more. Holness's statutory declarations for 3 years straight haven't been certified yet. So what does that mean for his political future? We'll get there, but first, the showdown. In response, Holness is all like, hey, I've done nothing wrong. I've worked hard for my money. And he's got the JLP standing firmly behind him, calling the PNP's demands for his resignation desperate and unwarranted. The JLP's Juliet Cuthbert Flynn even went on the offensive, throwing shade back at the PNP's own leaders, Mark Golding and Peter Bunting, for their involvement in a so-called sweetheart deal from way back in 2010. She's basically saying people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. The gloves are off, folks, and it's an all-out political war. Will this back and forth mudsliding lead to Holness stepping down? Or is the PNP just playing a political game of chicken? Stay with us to find out how this epic political drama could end. Jamaica, so what's next? Will the FID's investigations dig up even more dirt? Will Holness hold his ground? Or will the PNP's pressure be too much? If you want to find out how this saga unfolds, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next update on this political soap opera. Leave a comment below. Do you think Holness should step down, or is this just political theatrics? And don't forget to check out our last video where we broke down the top political scandals that rocked Jamaica. Here's a summary of the key takeaways. 1. PNP's allegations against Holness. Integrity Commission report accuses Holness of misleading Parliament and the country. Investigation into financial affairs, millions of dollars transferred between companies. Referral to Financial Investigation Division for opaque financial transactions. 2. Financial findings. 72 million transferred from Positive Media Limited to Imperium Limited. Over 3,600 transactions and 28 bank accounts investigated with no conclusive evidence of illicit enrichment. 3. PNP's call for resignation. PNP demands Holness step down, claiming the investigation undermines public confidence and democratic integrity. Holness's statutory declarations from 2021 to 2023 remains uncertified, adding further scrutiny. 4. JLP's defense and counterattack. JLP defends Holness, calling PNP's demands desperate. JLP spokesperson Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn counters by calling out PNP leaders Mark Golding and Peter Bunting over past sweetheart deal allegations. 5. Current political climate. High stakes political conflict with potential long-term implications for Jamaican leadership and public trust in governance. Here are some questions that you might have and the answers to address your concerns. Question number 1. Is the Prime Minister really involved in illicit enrichment, and what does that mean for Jamaica's leadership? Answer. The Integrity Commission's report raises serious questions about financial transactions linked to Prime Minister Andrew Holness. While no evidence of illicit enrichment has been confirmed, the ongoing investigation and lack of certification of his financial declarations for multiple years have cast a shadow over his leadership. This uncertainty undermines public trust and the perception of transparency in the government. Question number 2. What happens if the Prime Minister steps down? Will it plunge the country into political chaos? Answer. If Andrew Holness resigns, it could lead to significant political instability, potentially triggering a leadership crisis within the Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, and a shift in the balance of power. However, it might also be seen as a move to restore integrity and rebuild public confidence in the government. The next steps would involve either an interim leader or a general election, depending on the political climate and party decisions. Question number 3. Why should I care about the Prime Minister's financial affairs? How does it impact me as a citizen? Answer. The financial integrity of the Prime Minister is crucial because it reflects on the overall governance of the country. If leaders are seen as corrupt and dishonest, it can lead to a loss of international credibility, affect foreign investments, and undermine the rule of law. This in turn could have long-term economic and social impact that affects everyone in the country. Question number 4. Why is the opposition demanding Holness's resignation? And are their motives genuine or politically driven? Answer. The opposition People's National Party, PNP, argues that Holness's unresolved integrity investigations damages Jamaica's democratic system and public trust, while their motives could be seen as genuine concerns for accountability. There is also the element of political strategy at play. Calling for his resignation can weaken the JLP's position and possibly gain political leverage for the PNP. Question number 5. What role does the Integrity Commission play, and can it really hold the Prime Minister accountable? Answer. The Integrity Commission is an independent body tasked with promoting and enforcing integrity among public officials. It has the power to investigate and refer cases for further legal action, but its ability to hold the Prime Minister accountable depends on political will and public pressure. If the findings are substantiated, it could lead to legal proceedings, but the process is often complex and lengthy, which only benefit the politicians. Look at that. Question number 6. What's the deal with the millions of dollars in financial transaction? Is there any proof of wrongdoing? Answer. The Integrity Commission highlighted the movement of millions of dollars between companies linked to Holness, which they found concerning and not fully explained. While no definitive proof of wrongdoing has been presented, the transactions raise red flags that warrant further investigation. The Financial Investigations Division, FID, is now looking into these matters to determine if any laws were broken. Question number 7. How does this scandal compare to previous political controversies in Jamaica? Answer. This scandal is significant because it involves the sitting Prime Minister and questions of financial integrity at the highest level. While Jamaica has seen its fair share of political controversies, including the infamous Trafigura scandal and the sweetheart deals involving PNP members, this situation is unique in its potential to shake the public's confidence in the current administration's transparency and accountability. Question number 8. What are the potential long-term consequences if the Prime Minister is found guilty of any wrongdoing? Answer. If the Prime Minister is found guilty of financial misconduct, it could have severe implications, including his removal from office, loss of political credibility for the JLP, and a major blow to Jamaica's international reputation. It could also lead to calls for greater scrutiny of other public officials, potentially legal reforms, and a more vigilant approach to corruption. Question number 9. Is this just a political distraction, or are there real consequences for everyday Jamaicans? Answer. While it may seem like a political spectacle, the integrity of the country's leadership has real-world implications. If trust in the government erodes, it can lead to decreased civic engagement, lower investor confidence, and a general sense of disillusionment among citizens. In the long run, this can slow economic growth and hinder social progress, affecting everyone's quality of life. Question number 10. How can ordinary Jamaicans hold their leaders accountable in situations like this? That's an excellent question. Answer. Citizens can stay informed, engaged in public discourse, and demand transparency through protests, petitions, and support for independent institutions like the Integrity Commission. Voting in elections based on informed choices and participating in community and civic activities are also powerful ways to hold leaders accountable. The drama of Jamaican politics unfolds. Why, it no look good by Andrew Holness and the JLP at the moment. After the PNP conference, you can see the huge leverage where the PNP gain. You see me, then basically, that conference basically blew Andrew Holness and the JLP out of the water. Before the conference, the JLP, in my opinion, was leading and have the leverage. this Integrity Commission investigation, it basically shine a negative light on the JLP and Andrew Holness. Yes, it no look good. Nigel Clark leaving the JLP to go to the IMF. Some people are say it was a timed move, and Nigel Clark leaving to go to the IMF. Some people are say, well, Nigel saw this investigation coming, so that's why he jumped ship and went to the IMF to evade the political scandal. It not look good for the JLP and more leverage ammunition for the PNP. So PNP is leading, PNP have the advantage. So as me say, not looking good for the JLP, but the drama unfolds and we there to cover all right. So stay tuned. Until next time, stay informed, stay curious, and stay entertained. One love, Jamaica